Fashion is something we all participate in. From the clothes we wear, to the way we style our hair, the jewelry we don, and the shoes we slip on. Fashion can spark joy and invite self expression. There can be joy and pleasure in getting dressed, in styling our hair, in picking out our jewelry and accessories. Fashion is a way to define our identity, remember the gloriousness of our bodies, and reclaim agency over our own bodies and lives. From Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wearing a white dress with the words in red "Tax the Rich" at the Met Gala, to illustrators depicting traditional Ukrainian clothing to call for peace, fashion can empower us to take action and advocate in ways that make a difference. But fashion can also be a source of dread. Designers and brands don't always produce clothes that will fit every body. Oppressive designs seek to make people fit into the dominant expectations around gender, disability, race, and class. When we dress in countercultural ways, we directly confront these systems of oppression. Society has tried to police groups of people to oppress and exert dominance over them. What we can and cannot wear, how we can and cannot style our hair, what cultural expressions of fashion are considered acceptable or professional, and whose bodies clothes are made accessible for. These are just a few examples. For many queer and trans people, people who are disabled, and people who are fat identified, the very act of getting dressed can be an act of resistance and a challenge to these oppressive systems. By simply wearing clothes that bring joy and showcase our bodies, provide access to our bodies, and express who we are, people in these groups are participating in a form of protest. Oppressive systems often respond to these forms of protest with violence. For example, when gender nonconforming people wear clothes that do not fit society's expectations around gender, they are targeted with harassment and even violence. After the murder of Trayvon Martin, people protested while wearing hoodies, putting themselves at risk of further violence from police officers. But if fashion can be used to oppress people, it can also liberate us. When we participate in a march wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt or a pink hat, or when we collectively wear white pearls, it creates a sense of group identity, of community and connection. A coordinated look becomes an expression of our collective power, and it creates a visual impact. Our collective embodied activism can visually disrupt systems of oppression that seek to erase us. So join us each month as we learn how fashion can and continues to be a political strategy.